Hey everybody, it's the Grumpy Meeple again. I hope you didn't think I was gonna skip out on the final day of our Marvel United X-Men campaign here. Not gonna happen. I was just kind of waiting, like Nightcrawler, I was waiting to bamf in at the last minute, and I wanted to see if the stretch goal for 5.7 mil would get unlocked so I could try to not make 3 videos on the same game within an hour, basically. I don't know if you guys like that or if it's annoying. I would assume it's annoying. I'm honestly not trying to flood my channel with content. I just, I'll post it. Yesterday was so crazy. I would post a video and they would have unlocked like 2 more stretch goals and I'd have to go back and create a new video. Because I'm definitely not like a video editing guy, so I don't have that skill set. At least not yet, so we'll see where this goes. But anyways, so let's jump in there and see what's been going on since my last update. So right off the bat, I think you can see here, we got Sasquatch unlocked from Alpha Flight, which is awesome. It's an awesome looking miniature. And there's not a lot of huge hero, like large, and I mean physically large, hero miniatures in this campaign, I don't think, and so it's cool to have another one of the big heavy hitters. So we got Sasquatch, and then immediately after that we got Avalanche, which I know we talked about. Everybody was kind of wondering, hey, why is the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants there and Avalanche is not? And so you'll all feel better now to know that you will be getting Avalanche as well. And then finally, as I was teasing before, what do we have here? Oh, what is this? Oh, we got Bamf! There he is! Nightcrawler. Everybody was worried that he wasn't going to be in the campaign. I commented to somebody and I was like, there is no way that CMON would set themselves up for the kind of beating from the fan base that they would get if they somehow forgot to include Nightcrawler. So that was, to my mind, never a possibility. He was always going to be here. It's just a matter of when. This artwork is incredible. Let's see what it says about how he plays. I actually haven't read this yet, so this will be new to me too. It says he's got a very unusual deck of cards. He's got every single one of his cards forces him to teleport to another location at some point in his turn. He can attack and then perform heroic actions, but eventually he has to move. That's very cool. A third of his cards even allow him to take another hero with him. So super thematic. Love this sculpt. The miniature looks awesome. He's got his little bamf of smoke. And Nightcrawler, what an amazing character. And it just wouldn't have been the same without him. So it's exciting that he got added, and then we immediately unlocked him. And then following that, we had another really cool unlock. This one that I didn't necessarily expect, and that is for the Super Skrull. So this one is interesting. You guys got to pay attention to this because, first of all, it's a badass sculpt. We're kind of getting ahead here. Spoilers. You could see he's got the fire, the Thing's arm. He's got a stretchy arm that's invisible. So he's representing all 4 of the Fantastic Four whose powers he's mimicking. And the important thing to note is that he does only come with the Fantastic Four expansion. So if you were on the sidelines about that, this might play into that, into your decision on that. I've seen some people in the comments who aren't as happy with the Apocalypse expansion as maybe they were with the Thanos expansion, and have talked about and asked about, well, what if I just skip the APOC expansion and add the Fantastic Four instead? I think that's totally valid. I love Apocalypse as a character and always have, going back to, the early 90s, basically. I want to say I started noticing him after the X-Men relaunch in, I guess it was 91, and stuff like the Executioner's song. where he's just such a badass. Like there's a scene in Executioner's Song where where the Dark Riders wake him up, and he's super pissed because he's not ready to be resurrected yet. He's not strong enough yet. And so I just love Apocalypse. I could never have this game without him, but I can totally understand other people not, and maybe wanting to go with that Fantastic Four instead, or the Sentinel expansion. If you're not going to get everything, the only expansion I would consider to be kind of a substitute for the Apocalypse expansion would be that Sentinel expansion, because that thing is absolutely insane. The Days of Future Past expansion is the one that I'm talking about. So it's a little more expensive. I think it's $45, but man, those Sentinels, Nimrod and Logan, what an awesome set. But for the Fantastic Four set, if you do back that, you will get a Super Skrull in addition to everything else. So that's very cool. And then moving on, another couple characters that a lot of people have been talking about in the comments and stuff. Cloak and Dagger just got unlocked at 5,700, and both of them at the same total too, which is very, very cool. 2 more heroes, and if we go back to here, this is interesting. I don't know if this is the case, but this image right here, it almost looks like the pieces like interlock or something. It's so cool. It's obviously designed to look like that at the very least, and what a cool kind of little diorama of Cloak and Dagger. Yeah, because you can see like the steps coming down and then continuing down on her sculpt. Really, really awesome sculpts, and I'm glad that people are getting the characters that they really wanted. I don't have a huge connection to Cloak and Dagger. I think I mostly, honestly, the book that I remember reading that featured Cloak and Dagger was The Runaways. And they weren't like major characters, at least in that first volume. That's a really good comic book, though, if you're looking for something to read, if you're on Marvel Unlimited or something, and you want something that's a little more kind of self-contained instead of being, like omniversal with 100 crossovers and stuff. The Runaways, especially that first volume, is an incredible book. But I'm glad that either way that Cloak and Dagger are here. Although now I'm sad because there are no Runaways in this campaign, and I kind of at least want what's her name? Power Girl? I can't remember her name. The little girl who's super strong, and like I think at one point in the book she punches Wolverine across a room or something like that, and he's like, "What the hell? You're like 8." That's awesome. And so when we hit 5,700, they unveiled another stretch goal, and that is Mastermind. I've seen people talking about him as well. So Jason Wingard is potentially on his way. 5,850. We are currently at 5,712 with 3 hours left to go. This seems easily achievable. Jason Wingard kind of famously masterminded, or at least played a part in the Dark Phoenix saga in manipulating the Phoenix into kind of becoming the Dark Phoenix, essentially. And his mutant ability allowed him to create illusions, super powerful illusions, which is interesting. It'd be fun to fight him against Phantom X, because that's Phantom X's mutant power lets him create what they call misdirections, which are also basically very intricate illusions. So that'd be kind of fun, thematically at least. So they're talking about his gameplay. When battling him, it's especially dangerous to be alone. when there's an overflow, lone heroes take damage. All threats affect heroes starting their turn alone in their location too. And he's creating duplicates of himself, illusionary duplicates of himself. So that's cool. And this is cool too. I like this, that his base has a little kind of piece of the Hellfire Club on it, basically. So all in all, it's been a great couple of days for Marvel United. This thing has just an insane, hilariously insane amount of content in it. I think at this point it is the most backed, or at least the highest amount of money that Simon has ever made on a Kickstarter. Green Horde, to my knowledge, was their previous highest, which was at just barely over 5 million. If I'm wrong about that, somebody let me know in the comments. I don't necessarily claim to be, an expert about this stuff, and I am very grumpy and very lazy, and so not always, doing my research ahead of time. But who knows? Maybe we'll get there. And again, just the content, incredible. The anti-heroes, the number of villains, look at this. It's just, I don't even know how they're going to get all this into one box. Obviously, X-Force will have its own box. Just an incredible amount of content, and just make sure that as you kind of wrap up the campaign here, and this isn't as important during the campaign as it is during the Pledge Manager, but just make sure you're paying attention so you get exactly what you want. If you desperately need the Super Skrull, make sure you back the Fantastic Four. If you want Forge and Banshee, you gotta get the blue and gold teams, and so forth and so on. So they usually do a pretty good job of making that clear, but it's always possible to when you have this much stuff. I mean, at this point, how many expansions even is this? Just in terms of the boxed expansions, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 9 expansions, and then the core box. So 10 boxes. This thing is going to be a lot of fun to unbox when it shows up. But that's all I had for now. I may make one more video as the campaign kind of finishes up, but I wanted to catch you all up on where we were at this point, having gotten Cloak and Dagger. So thanks for watching, and I will talk to you later.